The First World War that was fought between 1914 to 1918 was the result of aggressive nationalism that swept through Europe in the early 20th century. However, the seeds of discontent and formation of alliances between different nations had started as early as the 18th century. In 1914, a war broke out between two such European alliances. The Central Powers that comprised of Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria and Turkey, and the Allied Powers comprising of Russia, France and Britain. Countries like Italy and USA were initially neutral, but later joined the Allied Powers to fight against the Central Powers. In Russia, people were initially very enthusiastic about the war. They also supported the Tsar Nicholas II, but gradually the popularity of the war declined. The Tsar refused to consult the main parties in Duma. Besides this, anti-German sentiments ran high. This could be noticed when people renamed the city of St. Petersburg, a German name, to Petrograd in 1914. Did you know Petrograd was later renamed as Leningrad in 1924? In 1991, it was renamed back to St. Petersburg. In addition, the fact that the wife of the Tsar, Tsarina Alexandra, was of German origin did not bear well. Furthermore, having poor advisors like Monk Grigory Rasputin made the imperial couple highly unpopular. Strategies used in a war generally decide its outcome. The war strategy adopted by the Allied powers during the World War on its two fronts, East and West, was totally different. The army on the Western Front fought the war from trenches. This was known as trench warfare. This resulted in more gains and lesser casualties. In contrast, the army on the Eastern Front had to move long distances to fight battles. They suffered from various logistical disadvantages too. This resulted in a number of casualties and defeats. The Russian army lost badly against Germany and Austria, and by 1917, Russia had over 7 million casualties. As the Russian army retreated, they destroyed crops and buildings along the way. This was done to prevent the enemy to live off the land. The war resulted in over 3 million refugees in Russia. The soldiers did not want to fight such a battle. Such developments undermined the position of the Tsar and his government. The war had a belittling impact on industries globally. Russian industries were no exception. The Russian industries that were few in numbers suffered massively as the supply of industrial goods was completely blocked by Germans who controlled the Baltic Sea. The industrial equipment disintegrated more rapidly in Russia. By 1916, the railway lines in Russia began to break down. The war demanded able-bodied men to join the war, which resulted in shortage of labor in the industries. As a result, small workshops providing essentials were also shut down. Large supplies of grains were sent to feed the army. As a result, there was shortage of food in the cities. This resulted in major riots for bread in Russia by 1916. Which of the following countries supported Germany to form one of the two European alliances? Select the correct option and click Submit. Autocracy became unpopular in Russia because. Select the correct option and click Submit. Which of the following was a reason the Russian industries suffered massively during the First World War? Select the correct option and click Submit. Let's summarize the main points covered in this session.